Hi Podmasters, it's very sad that one of the greatest creators of this time, Avicii, is no longer with us, and I decided to dedicate this recipe to him. So this is the Avicii Burger. So we're going to start off by creating a sauce. It's like a Thousand Island sauce. For that we're going to need some mayonnaise, and I'm using Japanese mayonnaise here. You can use any mayonnaise that you prefer. That's about a quarter cup of mayonnaise. To that we're going to add 1/3 cup of chili sauce, 2 tablespoons of ketchup. What I have here is a hard-boiled egg. We're going to peel that and then we're going to put it through a sieve. So we take an egg and we take a spoon, push the spoon underneath the skin of the egg, rotate it carefully, and then the egg should be able to quickly come off. That's a very easy trick, right? Now we're going to push this egg through a sieve. Now we're going to add 1 fine chopped shallot. There we go. And then last but not least, a really small clove of garlic. And this clove of garlic is actually the reason why I'm starting with the sauce, because the garlic needs a little bit of time to mix with the sauce. It would be even better to make this sauce a day ahead of time. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt to the garlic, and then take the tip of our knife and push it against the board and moving it backwards. So all it needs now is a little bit of black pepper. Then mix it up. And what we created is a sauce that is really fine in texture, which is perfect. Of course, I gotta do a quick taste test. Absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to fire up our barbecue. We're going to use some big block. We're going to create a direct and indirect zone. So we're moving all the charcoal all the way to the back of the grill. We'll put the grill grate back on and let the barbecue come up to temperature. In the meanwhile, we can continue with our preparations. I have 2 pork shoulder chops right here. We're just going to take off this little bit of bone, take that off, and now we're going to cut these pork chops into small dices. Now they go straight into the grinder. Of course we want a little bit of seasoning to our burger, so I'm using the Bombastic barbecue rub. Now loosely mix that. We want to have a loose structure in our burger. So just mix that up. There we go. So divide it into 2 bowls. So there we go. Now that's 1 burger. I'll create the second one. And we got 2 prepared burger patties here ready to go on the grill. Now, of course, we need a little bit of green in this recipe. So my train of thought was Avicii's music is really inspiring, it's uplifting. So I wanted to create a burger that's inspiring and uplifting. So I want to have sweet, bold flavors. So that's what we're going to work on now. We're going to slice our cabbage really fine. And if you slice it really fine, then you don't have that hard texture of uncooked cabbage. So we're taking out the bigger chunks. We don't want those. And that looks really good. So we'll put this in a bowl. There we go. So we're going to add 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, a pinch of salt, and some fresh ground black pepper. I will just mix that up, make sure that all of the cabbage is touching the vinegar. The vinegar will make the cabbage soft, sweet and sour. So the next step in the process is that we're going to make an applesauce to make it really fruity. I got a pan, I'm putting it direct over the heat. and we're going to let it come up to temperature. So I've got these sour Granny Smiths. So the pan is already getting nice and hot. So we'll move it over to indirect heat. Now we can control the temperature much better. Put in a lump of butter. Now we'll add the apples. And 3 tablespoons of cane sugar. It's time to put on our burger patties. There we go. That's 1 and that's 2. The grill grate is nice and hot, so we'll be getting beautiful sear marks. I have a nice tiger bun. We'll cut that open. Put a little bit of olive oil on that, just to help crispen it up. I'll put that on the grill over indirect heat. Let's check on our buns. Oh, perfect. So as you can see, the cabbage actually turned soft. And the acidity of the cabbage is gonna really help balance out that fatty pork burger. Now we'll put on some of our beautiful Thousand Island dressing. Look at how juicy this looks. Do you see that? So get that off the grill. There we go. Then another layer of our dressing, our sauce. Burger patty goes on. Then we take our apples, and they've caramelized, and you can see they turn darker. And it becomes so sweet and fruity. They will give off an enormous amount of flavor. And then, last but not least, the cap goes back on. Now that is an Avicii worthy burger. Well guys, I think it's time to try. Let's bite into this. It's gonna be messy, there's no way around it, but we gotta do it anaconda style, right? So I'm gonna try and get a bite in one time. Hold on. Whew, that Avicii burger, man. That turned out fantastic. And it turned out exactly the way I wanted to do. It was sweet, it was sour, it's uplifting, just like the vibes that you get when you're listening to Avicii. I hope you guys really enjoyed this tribute. Leave me a big thumbs up, comment down below, and well, if you want to support us, go to our Patreon page. The link is down below in the video description. See you next time. Until then, eet smakelijk.